in Gabriel Sterling came.
All right, all right, all right. What's up, everybody? What's going on, guys? My TTG fam, how are you all doing this wonderful evening? What a day. What a day. What a day. Guys, welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. We got a nice live stream in store for you guys today. Today was a big day, man.
Yes, it was. Did somebody freeze? Looks like Mike froze.
Stream the night before. I have told you what I was going to do. Now. All right, so we're going to recap today some big wins today. I shorted Moderna, MRNA, the COVID vaccine company. I said to you guys last night on my live stream that stock was overextended. I was looking for an exhaustion gap up. I was going to be shorting the stock. We came in with an exhaustion gap up. I'm going to cover with you guys on this live stream. I'm going to cover with you an exhaustion gap up play. Today, Moderna today was a textbook exhaustion gap up. Okay, in a textbook exhaustion gap up. I'm going to cover with you on this live how to identify an exhaustion gap up and, most importantly, how to trade and profit from an exhaustion gap up. One of my favorite short setups. It is a very high reward play because when you do get the exhaustion gap up, you get tremendous follow through to the downside. And Moderna today, tremendous follow through to the downside. I got like $30 a share profit. Okay, I got like $30 a share profit on that play. All right, so we're going to talk about that today on this live. We also have a big win on Nikola put options. I told you guys about that one yesterday. I was holding that position, came into it today, caught a 62% gain on Nikola put options. Another big gap down on Nikola as the news for that company just got worse. Okay, just some really bad news for Nikola. We were talking about that one, and I held on to that for a swing trade, and we capitalized on that move today, 62% gain. And then the wolf, my man right here, Jason Spatafora, the wolf of Weed Street himself. Tell him. 130% gain on X call options. Monster trade in X. Guys, today was just a big day all around in chat. I'm super stoked to recap the day. And today was a day small caps lit up the board today too. EARS, EYES, BlackBerry had a big day today. I didn't even trade any of the small caps today because there was such good action in some of these other names like Nikola and Moderna. And, the Wolf was trading US Steel. I mean, there was such good action today. You could have picked take your pick today. Okay, there were small caps, large caps, mid caps. I mean, everything. There was action all over today. And it was just a solid day. Zoom Video got crushed today after reporting earnings. I mean, just a solid day, guys. So I'm excited to get into this live and recap all of these trades with you. I'm going to recap mine. The Wolf is going to talk about his trades. And we're going to get things here started, guys. So for those of you that are brand new, okay, for those of you that are brand new, I think we have a lot of new people that are joining us here tonight on this live. Guys, first thing you want to do is subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys turn on your notifications. Make sure you never miss out on any of these live streams. My name is Michael Edward. I'm the head trader at True Trading Group. I began my trading career working for a hedge fund on Wall Street. We managed just under $500 million. While there, I went through a 3-month educational training program that taught me everything it is that I learned or that I use and I implement in my trading now here today. Okay, so guys, welcome. All right. So like I said, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. Smash that like button if you guys haven't done so already. We got a really good educational live stream in store for you here today. I want to give a quick shout out, guys. I want to give a big thanks to Mike Majlek and Lana Rhodes for supporting myself, the Wolf of Weed Street, and the TTG family. Thank you guys so much for all the support and love that you show us. I appreciate each of you. All right. So now with that said, guys, let's get the ball rolling. All right, let's get things started. I want to go ahead and kick things off, and we're going to start off this live stream same way that we start off every live stream, and that is with a blanket Q&A. All right, guys, we're going to start things off with the Q&A session here. Give some time for people to log on while we take a couple of questions, and then we're going to go on from there. All right, so go ahead, guys, fire away. What's up with EV stocks? There's the questions. I don't know, guys. Last week, I don't know. What have I been saying for the last week? What have I been saying for the last week? Literally, since last week, I told you guys, take profit, take profit, take profit. Every single person would ask me, Mike, what do you think about NIO? Mike, what do you think about XPEV? And I begged you last week to take profit in the electric vehicle stocks. Those stocks have gotten pounded in the last 4 days. Pounded. Okay, I told you Sunday night that I was going to short them yesterday. Sunday night, I told you I'm shorting those stocks on Monday. What do? We shorted them Monday. Big gains on Monday. Now, I didn't short them today. I was shorting Moderna, but another big follow-through move to the downside as now these stocks are starting their pullback. And that's why I was begging you guys to take profits last week. And a lot of people are like, no, Mike, you're crazy. Guys, come on. You guys are seeing it. You're seeing the pullbacks that these stocks are making. These stocks are dropping 20% from highs already. So maybe even more than that. Let me just pull up the charts real quick. Go ahead, Wolf. I'm going to pull up the charts real quick.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me.
Go ahead. Okay, jump in. I'm gonna pull up the charts while you talk.
Perfect. You pull up some charts, guys. You know, this is a teachable moment, okay? Because whether it's the EV sector, whether it's gold, silver, you know, tech, cloud, industrials, whatever, you are going to run into these periods of just exceptionally quick. You know, irrational exuberance in the market. It's like your friend tells you to buy this stock, his friend told him, and then at the point where you start telling people to buy that stock, it's pretty much time to take profit in that stock. So you're going to run into this. Irrational exuberance works both ways. And what I mean by irrational exuberance is, guys, you're buying on nothing but speculation, okay? Where everybody was just throwing shit at any EV stock and it was going up, okay? If it goes up like that, it can go down just as quickly, all right? So now Mike's going to talk to you about charts. The more
you can fire it away, man. You know,
I mean, look, you know, yesterday I was talking about the pot stocks, right? Especially the Canadian ones. I mean, look at them today. All right. It's like 10% across the board, depending on where you got in. You know, if you look at like Sundial, it took a 30% haircut at one point today. You know, how do you trade that? You know, think to yourself, like, you know, a lot of people ask themselves, well, or ask me, like, is it a trade? Is it an investment? It's really simple. Would you put $100,000 into any of these companies and, you know, and hold it for a month, a week, a day? No, of course not. You'd be insane to do it. You know, but play the trade, make money. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But understand that it's that, you know, it gets to the point where you're playing a game of musical chairs. All right. And if you're not quick enough, you know, right when you think that all right, oh, what's the worst that can happen to me? The chair gets pulled? No. It's like the chair gets pulled and somebody puts a stick of dynamite, you know, down your pants. Like, that's what it's like playing with some of these. So, you know, you've got to take the approach of, you know, just a hit and run, in and out, in and out. Don't hold anything overnight, especially, you know, I mean, when it comes to some of these pot stocks. I mean, some of these EV stocks, yeah, you could, but you want to be taking profit all the way up. All right, you don't want to be taking bigger, getting bigger size, you know, when you know, NEO is at 55 because you're like, oh, it's going to explode, it's going to short squeeze. No, that's how you get killed. All right, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, guys, you know, when it comes to these EV stocks, I mean, listen, if you guys are, if you're asking me now what to do about these stocks, because now you're bag holding them, and you're long XPEV from $70 and you're long NIO from 56 or whatever, you know, you have to ask yourself, are you an investor? Are you investing in these companies, or are you trading them? You know, I told you guys last week that these stocks were going to pull in. I told you that you'd have an opportunity to buy these stocks at cheaper prices than where they were trading at if you were looking to invest in them long term. I told you that these stocks are a trade right now, that last week the stocks had gotten way too high. The valuations were way out of whack. It was complete hype in the EV sector with Tesla being added to the S&P. And I told you that once this hype wears off, these stocks are going to have 20, 30% pullbacks. And you're seeing it. You're seeing those 20 to 30% pullbacks already. If you're a long-term investor, if you believe NIO is going to be a staple brand in the electric vehicle space, and you're a long-term investor, then you're holding it. And you're going to deal with a 30, 40% pullback. And you're going to have to deal with it because you chase the stock higher if you're a long-term investor. Okay. But if you guys are trading the stock, okay, and you guys are still long, you've got to get out. You guys have to get out of your position. You have to set stop losses. You know, last week I was telling you guys that I want to see you taking profit. What are you laughing at, Wolf? Because I'm just being brutally honest with people right now. Because
I'm laughing at Glenny.
Oh, you're laughing at Glenny?
He wrote,
Missed it.
I was told to buy NASA. I hear they're going to the moon.
Oh my God, Glenny. I can't.
Sorry, I'm a dad. That shit works on me.
The dad jokes. But yeah, guys, listen. But if you don't own the EV stocks and you want to own them long term, like I said, make sure you do your research. Make sure you know about these companies, especially these Chinese companies. Not a lot of information that's out there on them. And being that they are the Chinese-based firms, there's always the questions about their financials and everything that they start to put out. So make sure that you guys research these companies well. You're confident in what these companies are doing. And then I think that these pullbacks, I think they have more room to the downside. I'll pull up the charts real quick. I'll tell you guys some buying zones. XPEV, this $50, this is a support level. If you want to be long XPEV for the long term, this is a place for you to initiate a position. And then you have much stronger support down around 40. So these are going to be your two support levels on XPEV on these pullbacks. I'm interested to see if XPEV bounces off of 50. This is a support level for it, but I think we could pull back deeper. But again, if you guys are looking to buy these long term, 50 and then I'd say 38 to 40 are good areas to buy the stock if you want to be long for an investment. NIO, we'll talk about NIO. NIO has more room to the downside. NIO, you're looking at this stock could get below 40. Okay. You're looking at NIO could possibly get below 40, maybe even get itself back down into the mid 30s. And then I think that's a buyable area. I'm looking for NIO to actually pull back a little bit further down into the 30s. And I think that's a good place for you to start accumulating a position if you want to invest in this company long term. And then LI's got room down to 30 as well. So I think that both of those stocks can get down into the low 30s, and then that's a good place. And that's a good place for you to start to accumulate a position. If, again, I'm saying if you want to be long these stocks for a long-term investment. I'm not talking about buying the stocks when they get to there because we're looking for a quick trade. Big difference between a quick trade and a long-term investment. So I'm telling you guys because I'm getting a couple of questions from people that are asking about that. What do I think about the Airbnb and DoorDash IPO? Here, I'll tell you. Oh, you want it, Wolf? Because I was gonna hammer it down. You go ahead. You take it.
Oh, I'll take the contrarian to you. I already know what you're gonna say.
Well, you might not. You might not. You might not.
Okay, let's see. I think that you're bearish on DoorDash and maybe bullish on Airbnb.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to tell you guys why real quick. DoorDash, I wouldn't touch DoorDash with anyone else's money because I think that the growth that DoorDash experienced during 2020 with COVID is not sustainable for them to replicate in 2021 and 2022 once people start going back to restaurants and going out to eat once we have a vaccine. It's going to be extremely difficult, in my opinion, for DoorDash to replicate the growth that they experienced in 2020. I think it is basically a COVID play. I think it's a COVID play. And if you're going to be getting long DoorDash after COVID vaccine is already out, I think you're asking to put yourself into a troublesome situation. I don't think they're going to be able to replicate their growth in 2020. Then Airbnb, before COVID, I was bearish on it because I thought the valuation was out of control. But now after COVID, that company's valuation has been cut in half. Okay, their valuation has literally been cut in half. I like Airbnb now, strictly on a valuation situation. So, Wolf, I'll let you now give them your side of the what your thoughts are.
I think that if people went back 2 days, you said exactly what I said on Airbnb.
Yeah.
I think that the valuation was something like 45 billion before COVID and cut in half now. Like, I'm a buyer. You want to talk about irrational moves. That thing is probably set up to, just explode. That's one that if you guys are, if some of you happen to, be in like private wealth management, like JP Morgan, which Mike has, or maybe you're with one of the book runners, whoever's doing that IPO, you could possibly take a piece of that IPO. I'm going to try and take a piece of it. All right. Now, DoorDash, I'm going to be contrarian to you. Okay. I'm just going to play devil's advocate, right? The only way that I see that DoorDash could be successful, first off, I don't use DoorDash. I use Postmates. Okay.
I use Uber Eats.
Let's just put that out there right now. So I use Postmates.
Postmates is big in Florida, though. I use Uber Eats.
Really?
Yeah.
See?
Postmates isn't big in New York, New Jersey.
So
area.
I don't know. So, okay. So that's the thing, right? So if you're evaluating this, okay, where, what markets is DoorDash big in? What, so you've got like Uber Eats, you got Postmates. So that's one thing, right? So if, let's say, DoorDash was like crushing it in the Midwest and like, middle America, and Uber Eats, or Postmates is like, they're like, we don't have the footprint that they have. Then I think that DoorDash becomes interesting as an acquisition. But the only way that they can do that is they've got to come out at a low valuation. They can't come out guns blazing in order for that IPO to work, So like, I mean, look, the two IPOs that I'm focused on right now are Airbnb and Atai Life Sciences. Okay. So now you guys, I'm putting it out here now. You guys are probably, has anybody heard of Atai Life Sciences? Mike?
No.
No, right? Okay. Have you heard of Peter Thiel?
Yes.
Okay, of course. Why? I mean, especially this year, CMPS, Palantir, and I think Snow, right?
Was he Snow too?
I think he was part of Snow too.
Oh my God.
Okay. And if you invest in weed stocks, then you also know Tilray. All right. The whole reason that I got into Palantir, Peter Thiel. I don't give a shit what they do. All right. Same reason for CMPS. Guys, both of those things doubled within a month. All right. Atai Life Sciences is a magic mushroom play. It's going to be a big board listing, and it's a Peter Thiel joint, as they say. So, we're gonna rewind. We're gonna go back to December 1st and be like, oh man, thanks Wolf, thanks TTD, because like I put a few bucks into this thing and I made a boatload. So
I'll be buying it.
Dude, it's like, I mean, it works until it doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm buying it.
It's such a cushion, The guy knows how to. He knows how to run a good pump.
Yeah. Guys, I've seen a lot of people ask me about Slack. You guys know that they're being bought, right? They're being acquired. There's nothing to ask for anymore. There's nothing to ask about Work. Work is being acquired for $27 billion by Salesforce. The deal's out. The deal's official. It's half cash, half stock. So, I mean, there's nothing really else to talk about. The company's being acquired. Good. There's a good question. Siraj says, so is now a good entry point on CRM? I actually do like that. I do like the entry opportunity on Salesforce. So I think this is a good acquisition for Salesforce. Usually when you have big acquisitions like this is a huge acquisition, guys, $27.5 billion, a huge acquisition. It's a liability for the company doing the acquiring. Okay. They're putting out a lot of cash, and they're giving out stock to the shareholders of Slack, which is ticker symbol work. And that causes the share price of CRM to drop. Okay. You guys can see this significant drop in CRM. Okay. This is the drop on this deal. Okay. That's a significant pullback on CRM. And I think it's buyable. Okay. This gap fill takes you to 217. Okay. You got support right down here around 228, which is right where we're sitting. I'm sorry. This is a buyable pullback on CRM. So Suraj, to answer your question, could we go down to like 200 to 220? Yes. But I think that is a buyable pullback on CRM. This stock was at 265 before they announced this acquisition, and they get this pullback just because of the liability in the acquisition. But if you believe that if you believe in Slack, which is to work, if you believe in that company and you think that this is a good acquisition for Salesforce and that this acquisition is going to pay off, guys, then I think that this is a buyable pullback on CRM. So Suraj, great question.
Yeah, I agree. I think people, a lot of people just don't understand the acquisition, and that's really what you're betting on right now. If it's going to be good for the company, or if it's not. I mean, I like the risk reward on it. I'd give it 2 to 1. I'd give 2 to 1 odds on that in favor.
Yeah.
Of it being
yeah. So I'm sorry, Jason. So someone said, so do I keep Slack? So Kelvin, if you are a current shareholder of Slack, you don't have to do anything. You are going to get shares of Salesforce based on how many shares you hold of Slack. So depending on how many shares you own, I think it's like 1.27 something or 0.27. I forgot what the math works out to, but you're going to get shares now of Salesforce. Not equal. Like if you own 100 shares of Slack, you're not getting 100 shares of Salesforce. Okay. So there's an equation for it based on the acquisition price on what you're going to be getting, but you're going to get a value from on your shares. It'll just be in the form of Salesforce shares. So yeah, I think you can hold on to them.
I saw a question about U.S. Steel. Is U.S. Steel a good long-term buy? I mean, look, I'm a long-term shareholder of U.S. Steel. You got to put it in perspective. In March of 2018, this thing was $45 a share. That's 200% from here. Okay, so it's a two-bagger from here. And in July of 2018, the day before the steel tariffs were announced on, Mexico, Canada, and I think Japan and China, the thing dropped 25%, and just kept on dropping. So the tariffs were actually a bad thing. I look at it as it's an infrastructure play. And, one of the things that is on the Democratic platform is to have like an actual, have actual infrastructure, like a stimulus for infrastructure, which we need. Infrastructure spending during a crisis is like the first thing in like the economic playbook for the United States. So I think that with infrastructure spending, I mean, obviously this goes to fix like roads, bridges, stuff like that. U.S. Steel will be one of the biggest beneficiaries. I mean, there are a bunch of other companies. There's asphalt companies, there's cement companies. Like I'm in a cement company. It's just kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, look, if you think that U.S. Steel is, going to have a resurgence, their plants are starting to open up. We actually just got news today that one of their plants is reopening. I like it. One of the things that you could do, one of the things that I was actually looking at and I actually missed was about a week or 2 weeks ago, I would say, I was trying to get into the $15, this is when it was 11, the $15 2022 January calls. Okay. So if you like the position, or you like the idea of owning US Steel, what you could do is buy leap contracts further out instead of spending that money, because like right now it's a very high target environment, especially on that rotation trade. So like one of the options that I'm looking at is $20 2022 calls, either for January, or $20 July 2021 calls. Yeah, I mean, if the trajectory holds, right now we're pulling about 8-9% a month. Actually, this month, kind of tweak that. Then US Steel should be fine. Like, I think it's a $25-$30 stock all day, in a good environment, one where there isn't tariffs and there's a lot of infrastructure projects going on. So that's something to look at. But you don't just have to focus on something like US Steel. You could look at like United Tool, you could look at Caterpillar. There's other steel companies. There's Nucor. There's Cleveland Cliffs. Think of everything there's Jacobs Engineering. If you want to, spend a couple $100 per share on a stock, I would wait on those, like Jacobs Engineering and MLM, which is I forget the name of it. It's like Meritus something. Anyway, it's like $278. It's like right at its all-time high. Look at companies similar to that. There's going to be companies that are under the radar for infrastructure projects that are going to do well. And the reason I'm so bent on infrastructure, my wife's a civil engineer. My father-in-law has an engineering firm that does some of the biggest infrastructure projects in the state of Florida. And let me tell you, like, the spending right now is massive right now. You would think that it would be slowing down. It's just going faster and faster and faster. So, look at stuff like that. Don't chase like, oh, the sexy EV trade. I mean, look at US Steel. In the last 2 weeks, it's up 50%. I don't think even NEO has done that. Mike, take it away.
Yeah. Guys, let's see. I think next question. Some people are asking me to go over Zoom video. We talked about Zoom video in the very beginning. Zoom video got worked today. Zoom video got worked today. They came out with earnings yesterday, guys. And a big pullback here for Zoom. So the stock was very weak today. Could not catch bid at all. No real bounce attempt on the stock. I think Zoom video has more room to the downside. This 350 level, I think, gets tested. You do have support at the 100-day moving average, which is this purple line that you guys see on my screen. I think we at least drop down and test that level, but we could even get down and test that 350 area. I mean, listen, this pullback on Zoom video is needed. It's needed. And ever since we've been getting vaccine news, you've been seeing kind of pullbacks on Zoom video. And it's not just, so you had like the pullback once we were getting vaccine news on Zoom video, and then you had New York City schools close. So then you got the little bit of a bounce back, and now you're just getting, they had their earnings, which actually was not a bad quarter. Their earnings it was not bad. But you had this big gap down. I just think you're just getting more of the profit taking as people are peeling profits off the stay-at-home economy stocks. And they're moving them into the reopening stocks. Like we've been talking about, Boeing, like the move that Boeing has made in the month of November. You talk about that was $150 stock all the way up to $200. You take a look at like the move that the airlines have made. United Airlines from 34 up to 46. Interesting. You actually had JetBlue today did an offering. JetBlue today offered, I think, like 15 million shares, something like that today. But like you look at all these stocks are up in the month of November versus you look at a Zoom Video, a stock, okay, down. You look at like some of those stay-at-home stocks, down, like Teladoc down. I mean, look at the Peloton.
Yeah, look at
Peloton's down. Which one, Jay?
Budweiser, BUD.
Yeah, look, Bud. Wow, it's a big move for Budweiser. That stock is so boring. Oh my god.
No, I know. I love it. I love it.
Look at these candles. They're not even candles. They're like dots.
Dude,
that's how small of a move the stock makes throughout the course of a trading day.
If you think the stock is boring, trade the options.
No, I can't even imagine. I would fall asleep. I would totally fall asleep.
Yeah, I think actually Zoom Video can fall a lot more.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean like 250.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. What happens to a stock? I mean, even at 250, what's the price to earnings?
I'm not sure. Probably
what's the multiple on it? I mean, somebody on YouTube or Twitch or whatever could probably pull it up and see what the multiple is on it right now. I mean, it's exceptionally high. So what happens when a company like Zoom, which is trying to like find its footing? Yes, everybody loves Zoom. Everybody's using it. They're finding a way to monetize it. But, you have to realize like, okay, Facebook is a player in this space. Like nobody talks about that anymore. There's probably going to be other people that, offer some sort of service like Microsoft or I don't know. Maybe I couldn't even think of one. But when a stock that has a multiple as high as Zoom, all of a sudden it becomes an execution story. Like, okay, yeah, this is great. Like pandemic's over, and if they don't execute, that thing's going to drop.
Yeah.
So if they don't execute, and then you have other competition that comes in and creates a better product, I think it drops. Like, the easiest example I could give you is like the Canadian pot stocks, right? Like, oh, everything was great, when we were building up to legal weed in Canada. Then when legal weed hit in October of 2018, it became an execution story. And then we give you like 1-2 quarters. And then when they showed that they just weren't executing, I mean, they got destroyed. So thank you, Moscone, for that. 273 PE.
Yeah, it's insane. The valuation is so insane. I mean, how long can a market reward a company with that type of valuation? I mean, look at what happened to Zoom today after reporting earnings. So, and the earnings weren't bad, but it's that in order for them to, at what point does the market say, you know what, it's not worth this price? And you started to see that today. Company come out, it wasn't bad. Their quarter wasn't a bad report. It was a good, they beat. It was a good quarter. But when you look at, forward-looking statements and you look at guidance and you start to crunch the numbers at some point, and as the vaccine comes out and as COVID starts to get behind us instead of continuing to be in front of us, you're going to have people that are going to say, okay, well, the Zoom Video became a stock where investors found protection and safety during the COVID chaos, because when there was no end in sight, when the markets were not able to say, when is COVID going to end? We were not able to put a timeline on that until recently. Until around a month ago, the markets were able to start to say, okay, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. We kind of now have an idea of when is this going to be over. Now the markets finally say, we're just a couple months away from us getting to like the beginning of the end. All right. So prior to that, markets hate uncertainty. So the markets, I think Zoom Video and a lot of these stay-at-home stocks are just proof of this, that cash rushed into these stay-at-home stocks as almost a flight to safety. As weird as that sounds, because these are some of the most volatile stocks in the entire market. But like, it's like, you know, when you hear people say like a flight to safety into gold, like people look towards these stocks like Peloton, DocuSign, Teladoc, Zoom Video. Okay, all of these, Amazon, like all these other companies, they looked at them as like, well, we don't know when COVID's going to end, so let's just dump our money into the stocks that will benefit as long as COVID is here. But then now that you can start to look towards the end of COVID, reality, it's not going to become, okay, let's just go here for safety. It's going to become, okay, well, now do the numbers actually make sense? And I think you saw that today in the way that Zoom Video sold off after they reported earnings. It was good earnings. The stock still got crushed. So I think that's kind of a sign of the market saying, okay, you know, the PE on this is out of control. And, you know, let's give the company time to grow into that PE. I'm not saying the company's dead. Zoom Video is not going anywhere. Zoom Video is one of the companies that, yeah, its growth was accelerated during COVID, but that company is here to stay. They're not going anywhere. You know, it will become a more integrated part of our everyday life and business life as well. So I'm not concerned with anything like that. I'm not like one of those people that says like, oh my God, Zoom Video is dead. No, it's not dead. Zoom Video is not going anywhere. At least I don't think so. That's my personal opinion. But I think you can see a deeper pullback as the valuation just kind of comes back to earth a little bit. That's all. And it would be totally healthy. Oh, any of you that are bullish on Zoom Video long term, you want that. You want that pullback. You don't want to see that stock trade at 270 times, okay, forward earnings. You don't want to see that. You don't want to pay that kind of price for a long-term investment. You want to see that valuation come all the way down. So then you guys can buy it and then let the company grow into that valuation.
Yep. Ooh, Walgreens and Rite Aid. Good long-term investments. I own both. And it's RAD, not RDA, but I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant there. Look, I like Walgreens. I like Rite Aid. I'd like more of a dip on Rite Aid. I'm using it as profit positions, okay? So what I mean by that is if, let's say I'm trading options, which is pretty much what I do with the options. When I make profit on an option, I take that money and I throw it into stocks, okay? And this is something that I do to just kind of check myself from doing really stupid shit with the profit. You know, if I get into a trade where I just destroy, like US Steel today, 130%, you know, instead of saying, oh, let me try and make, you know, let me try and double this money today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that money and throw it into something that isn't that sexy, something really boring like Budweiser, like Walgreens, like Rite Aid, like some of the banks. So because I don't necessarily want to put my money in these companies. Like I don't want to like buy like 2,000 shares of Walgreens at $38 a share right now. Like I'd rather buy like 100 a day of it, and then I don't care, you know. And then when those things do make a move, great. You know, I'll have a little bit of a cushion. I'll have some insurance already built in, and then I can decide whether or not I really want to get long with my money. But in the interim, if you do this over a couple of months, like I started doing this in July, then all of a sudden these things start turning on. I mean, think about like all of the good trades that you've made since July. All right. And if you took that profit and put it somewhere, and then all of a sudden those things went up like 30, 40%. And on top of it, some were giving you a dividend. It starts to make a lot of sense. So I like those. They're my profit positions, as is Budweiser, Exxon, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, U.S. Steel, and a couple of others. GME does suck. That's GameStop. Play the trade. Okay. You got GME is just a trade. Mike said that the other day. I said that the other day. You have to look at it like this. Look, brick and mortar is dead. Games now download directly to the platform. If you've got an Oculus 2, I don't know if you guys have one of those. You should definitely get one.
They got to give you. They got to start paying you for this,
guys. I'm just gonna start wearing one.
Just wear it next time on the live.
I'm just gonna wear it on live. I'm gonna be like, swinging a lightsaber.
Of course you would,
guys.
What else would you be swinging?
I'm crazy with this stuff. Yes, Shug told me about it. So the day before Thanksgiving, he goes. I was like, oh, how's this Oculus? He's like, go get one right now. He's like, just order it and go pick it up. It was like 5 minutes till the bell. I was like, all right. And then I got it. And then I was like, oh my God, this thing's amazing. I was like, beard, like face palming my kids. They're like, Daddy, I'm hungry. I'm like, no, shut up. It's amazing. But yeah. So yeah, you have to look at things like GameStop, The Gap. Basically anything in a mall is dead, guys. And remember, real estate's still not out of the woods. You got the moratorium that ends January 1st. A lot of people are going to owe a lot of money. It's going to be really, look, we joke about it, but you guys have to understand that the economy and the stock market are completely different things. It's like, like fish and tomatoes. Like there's nothing similar about the two. Besides the fact that we eat both of them. A lot of people are gonna, lose their homes. And I know they say like, well, for like protection for renters, you have to look at it from the other side. There's somebody that depends on that income from the renter to make their living. It's just going to be a mess. So companies like SPG, which is the biggest commercial real estate holder in the United States, they basically own all the malls. Like, I don't know how that thing isn't like $20. So I don't know. You don't want to own anything that's in a mall. Guys, if we've learned anything from coronavirus, it's that we don't have to leave our house.
Yeah.
Guys, look at me. You know how fat I've gotten during coronavirus? I used to be a handsome man. Okay. Like not a 6-pack, like, like a 4-pack or something. Or maybe like, I don't know, like a pack. Right now it's just a pack of shit. I've gotten so fat from this coronavirus because all I'm doing is like Postmates. I'm like, ooh, yeah, that sounds delicious. I'll order a steak for lunch.
I've got to. There's still a lot of people, so we probably had a lot. I think a lot more people have joined the live since we started because I'm getting a lot of questions again about what do I do with the EV stocks? They started to pull back. Do I sell? Keep getting a lot of you. Well, NIO, Mike, what's happening, guys? I told everybody on this live stream last week. I told you guys last week to sell those stocks. People were commenting in chat, and they're like, "Oh, Mike, you don't know what you're talking about." And those same people that told me I didn't know what I was talking about last week are the same people asking me now today, "What do I do now? What do I do now? What do I do now?" Is it time to sell? No, it was time to sell when these stocks were trading up at all-time highs, when we were begging you guys to sell.
Sorry, guys. We got Shug here, and he sends us messages, and sometimes I can't help but laugh. So I'm like a little kid. Anyway, yes. We need a cryon, okay? That way you don't have to answer. Like we just have the answer, like just
right. It's just automatically. Guys,
Yes.
listen, for those of you that are in these EV stocks, I said this earlier in the live stream, but like I said, some of you, in all fairness, probably maybe just joined us since when I was first started to talk about the EV stocks. So I'll just touch upon it one more time. I pleaded with you guys to sell these stocks last week. Okay, I told you they were gonna be due for a big pullback, and now everybody is starting to panic now that these stocks stopped going higher because stocks don't just go straight up forever. But everybody wanted to think that last week and the week before, and I told you guys that these stocks are going to pull back big. But and now that the stocks are actually going down, everyone's panicking. So listen, I would sell them. Okay, I told you guys last week to sell them. I still think you should sell them. I still think they can go lower. If you wanted an opportunity to own these stocks long term, you're going to get it. You're going to get it within the next week or so. The stocks have already pulled back like 20, 30% from their highs. I mean, I'll pull up the chart one more time to take a look at these stocks. Like, you look at NIO. NIO has already gone from 57 to 44. XPEV has already gone from 75 to 50. LI has already gone from 48 to 34. Okay. These are big moves that these stocks have made to the downside. Okay. These are big moves that these stocks have made to the downside. So, I think you should have sold them last week, but if you want to hold these stocks long term, go for it. If you want to own them long term, you'll have an opportunity to now that these stocks have given you some pretty sizable pullbacks.
Ooh, I see a good question. I want to tackle it. So, Wolf, if steel went up faster than NIO, does it fit the same criteria as NIO coming down just as fast as the stock's different because of the business structure or being in the U.S.? Okay. The difference between NEO and something like U.S. Steel is U.S. Steel has been a lot higher. It is one of those companies that has really suffered because of the pandemic. One, just demand for consumer goods where product is needed. Infrastructure and just not really being at play, and the tariffs that were imposed. So now the whole reason behind being in something like U.S. Steel is a lot different. Like you really can't compare the two. U.S. Steel isn't going up because there's this company called Magic Wolf Steel that's like the greatest steel in the world, whose CEO is DMX, and just like spits out cash, right? But everybody loves it. It's like Elon Musk's cousin, DMX. That's what. So it's like so Magic Wolf Steel starts flying, and it's like a $500, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, U.S. Steel, I need to own this because this is going to be the next Magic Wolf Steel. Like that's the only reason NEO is going up. Okay, so you have to understand NEO's move is irrational exuberance and hope. Okay, hope is not an investment strategy. Sometimes it could be a good trading strategy, but it's really just tied to irrational exuberance. Something like U.S. Steel there's a fundamental purpose to be long steel. Okay, you like buildings. You think people are going to build stuff. You think we need to fix bridges and create a whole mass of infrastructure. Do you think demand for cars is going to go up? Do you think that we're going to have more windmills and stuff that requires steel, and on and on and on and on? NEO, how many cars have they delivered? 5,000, something like that. What is it, Mike? Do you know
NIO's delivered more than that. They've delivered
50,000.
So I don't know. They've done more than that, but it's not enough to warrant the valuation. That's for sure.
Yeah, my point is U.S. Steel hit like a rock bottom price of $5 in March. Okay, It's been slow, but it goes, it builds a support. It comes up, it's stair-stepping up. It's doing this, okay? And just little by little, it's going up. NEO is like, see ya, all right? Making like $5 moves in a day. U.S. Steel doesn't make a $5 move in a day. If U.S. Steel made a $5 move in a day, I'd do this live stream butt naked, wearing butter. Mike would just be here talking stocks. I would just be here rubbing.
With DMX playing in the background.
With like a Star Wars helmet on, and I'd just be rubbing butter all over.
And your Oculus glasses.
Yes. That's it. Okay. So I'm making that promise here. If U.S. Steel goes up $5 in a day in the next week, I'll just rub butter all over.
I hope someone just comes and acquires them for $21 a share.
So yeah. So that's the difference between a move, you know, like there's moves that are there for a reason, and there are moves that really just don't make sense. You know, NEO doesn't fit the valuation. I mean, look, do I think that they could be a great EV company in China? Yeah, of course. You know, like would I be shocked if, you know, in a year we find out that the books are completely cooked on NEO? That wouldn't shock me either.
Wouldn't shock me at all.
Wouldn't shock me at all.
Listen, one of these companies, it's going to have one of them is going to turn out to be a total fraud.
I mean, Nikola.
It's almost a guarantee. One of these Chinese EV companies is going to turn out to be a total fraud. I don't know which one it is, but the chances are very high that one of them at least is a fraud.
We've got homegrown frauds in Nikola.
Fraud.
That shit was like how that thing was like $80, right? $76 NKLA.
Oh God, yeah. And Nikola.
We were doing these streams, and it was like, you know, NEO is the new NKLA. It was like, oh, what do you think of Nikola? Oh, this thing's so great. Look at this truck. And then it was like, oh, they pushed it down a hill.
I got so many questions about Nikola. And I told everybody, listen, I traded Nikola in the beginning when it first came out and that merger was complete and the stock went nuts. I traded it.
Yeah, you traded it in the 70s. I remember.
$10 a share on Nikola. So we made really good money on Nikola, but that's the problem with these companies that come out of nowhere. Nobody knows anything about the company, including apparently GM. Okay, that came in and was going to do a deal with the company, and then they backed out of it. They backed out of the deal, guys, because you want to know why? Because they came in, they did a deal with the company, okay, when it was still the new shiny thing on Wall Street. But then once they looked under the hood, they were like, you know what? This is too much of a risk for us. And they pulled the plug on the deal. That's why the stock is down so much in the last couple of days. I shorted the damn thing. I bought put options on this thing yesterday. I made 62% on the trade. Because it turns out that the company is not, guys, they put a video out to display their electric vehicle truck. And then it turns out that the truck wasn't even operational. They were rolling it down a hill. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The truck couldn't even run on its own. They pushed it down a hill. Like, what? So when everyone's asking me like, oh, Mike, should I buy Nikola? Should I buy Nikola? My answer is no. Any company that is going to be that, and then the CEO comes out and says, oh, well, we never said it was self-propulsion. We never said it was self-propulsion. What? Really? You never said it was self-propulsion? That's even a question? That's a statement you had to clarify that you're a publicly listed company? Okay, and you have to clarify that the truck is moving on its own? I mean, oh my God. What a disaster. I told everybody as soon as that happened, I go, guys, stay away from this company. Stay away from this company. It's way too much risk. That GM deal came out, and I'm like, stay away from this company. That deal's not set in stone yet. And now here you go. Look at Nikola. Look at Nikola. Let me show you guys a chart. Let me show you guys a chart. Is this what you want to happen to you? Is that what you want to happen to you? Because it's going to in some of these EV stocks. Some of these EV stocks, this is going to happen. Look at what Nikola did in May and June, guys. Look at what this stock did. Okay, this was a $10 stock. It went to 95. 95 from $10. Well, guess what, folks? The round trip has completed itself because we're back to 17. We're back to 17. Do you have any idea how many people own Nikola at $70? So many. The stock is at 17. This is the problem when these stocks come out of nowhere. They do some kind of SPAC merger. Nobody knows anything about the company except it's an electric vehicle stock. But they don't know anything else about the company. If I guarantee you, every single one of you on this live stream right now, 2 months ago, if I said, hey, man, what do you think about XPEV? I bet you had no idea what that company even was. If I said to you 2 months ago, what do you think about LI? I guarantee you had no idea what that company even did. But now all of a sudden, because they have electric vehicles somewhere in a press release, you're ready to dump your entire life savings into the company. You have to do your research if you're going to invest in these companies long term. These companies are too new. They've made this run on industry hype, not on true valuation. Oh, wow. So they sold a few thousand cars. Great. Does that warrant the stock going up 300% in a matter of 2 months or 2 weeks? Of course not. Of course not. I told you guys last week, these stocks are going to pull back in. Okay. And now that they have, everyone that's long is starting to panic. They're starting to panic. The stocks haven't even crashed. These are just normal pullbacks. What are you going to do if you get caught in a Nikola situation and it turns out that one of these companies is a fraud and the stock goes back to $5? Take the opportunity when these stocks pull back to do your research to know what the hell these companies even do before you decide that you're going to put a sizable chunk of change in them and invest for the next 2, 3, 5, 7 years. Some of these companies will become juggernauts. I don't know which one it's going to be yet. It's too early. Okay. It could be NIO. It could be XPEV. I don't know. And that's the thing. Nobody knows. Okay. NIO has the best shot. NIO has been around the longest out of these companies. People know the most about them. They've had the most time to do their research on it. These other ones are too new. These other ones scare me. LI, XPEV, they worry me. Those companies, guys, they just went public 2.5 months ago. Okay. And now all of a sudden they're the next Tesla. I don't know, man. That worries me. Okay. Just like Nikola. Nikola came out of nowhere. The merger, stock went crazy. That worries me. Do your research. Like I said, I bought put options on Nikola yesterday. I made 62% on the way down. It was a big trade. It was a big trade for me today, guys. All right. So that's my, I know I kind of get,
No, that's fine.
I get hyped. I don't want to see you guys get hurt. I don't want to see you guys get hurt. Like I see so many people make newbie mistakes and they get hurt. I don't want to see you guys buy these stocks at 70 and then you're sitting here, 6 months from now and the stock's at 10. I don't want to see that. I want to see you guys get hurt. So I'm not yelling at you or don't take it as me being condescending or anything like that. I want to help you guys. I don't want to see my TeachD fam get hurt. And that's why I'm so passionate when I tell you guys about this, because I've seen it happen a million times.
Yeah, guys, I'll tell you, when Nikola was running, somebody asked me, they're like, hey, should I buy more Nikola? I'm like, what do you mean buy more? They're like, I'm up 100%. I'm like, it's $76. Are you insane? Like, that's what gets people destroyed. That's just straight up greed, and you guys got to overcome that. I'm not going to be like, Mike's nice. Mike's the nice guy. I'm bad cop. I'll just tell you, you're being an idiot, So guys, you take the trade, understand that if your money was in say you're, a multi-millionaire, okay, and you've got your money to work at a hedge fund, you're maybe getting 10, 20%, depending on how aggressive that fund is. All right. These moves are insane. So always put it in perspective. If you really want to put it in perspective, look, if you're making 10%, if you make, however, 100%, that's a absolute home. That's a grand slam. Because if you had to put that in a savings account, you're making 0.3%. Okay. So it's always good to have a little bit of perspective. So, sorry. I'm reading this. I look to my left and this window.
Guys, hold on, guys, listen, we're getting a lot of messages in chat. We're getting a lot of messages in chat from some new people here. We have a lot of people that are brand new to the channel and the team that are new to trading. So I just want to see real quick, guys, how many of you that are on the live right now, how many of you are brand new to trading? If you guys are brand new to trading, go ahead, type the number 1 in chat right now. I want to see how many of you guys are brand new. We have a lot of new faces on the live that I see that are commenting. So if you guys are brand new, go ahead and type the number 1 in chat real quick. All right, Ronan, Keith, Breadstick, Roberto,
Ethan, Tara, Tanya, Katina.
You saw Glenny in there?
I hate Glenny.
I hate Glenny. Get damn you, Glenny. Guys, I can't even keep up. That's a lot of
Tom Brady's in here.
I know Tom Brady's here. All right, I did see that.
He's going to be retiring soon anyway.
That's true.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, listen up. Guys, listen up. So for those of you that typed the number 1 into, there's a lot. I just saw it. The chat just exploded with number 1s. It looked like a level 2 getting eaten through a resistance level. So a lot of 1s. Okay, a lot of people that are here that are brand new. Okay, welcome. Okay, all of you, welcome. I'm really glad to see you guys here. It shows that you guys are dedicated and you're motivated to learn how to become a consistently profitable trader and how to take control, of your own destiny and how to, learn how to stand on your own 2 feet. I want to make sure that all of you subscribe to the channel. First thing you guys want to do right now is subscribe to the channel because we always do these live streams, extremely educational, guys. I share with you the same education I received working at a hedge fund. So I drop golden nuggets on these live streams. We do live Q&As. You guys want to make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on any of these live streams because we're always giving you trade ideas, trade recaps, and educational content. Of course, if you haven't done so already, guys, smash that like button. It's important for you guys that are newbies. It's important that we establish just a couple of things on what you guys can expect and what you should be doing, and what you should be doing about setting goals for yourselves, because it's important for you guys to set realistic goals to build confidence as you develop as a trader, and set attainable goals. Don't just set a goal that's like, I want to become rich. Okay, because that's not a goal that you can just cross off and be like, okay, now I'm rich. You want to be able to say, okay, like, what's my goal? I want to be able to take that dream vacation. I want to be able to make $100 a day. And then, once you start to make $100 a day, you can cross off that goal. Now you want to make 200 a day. Cross off that goal. Now you want to make 500 a day. Cross off that goal. And you just climb and climb and climb and climb and climb by setting realistic goals for yourself. If you guys work full-time jobs, don't worry about it because you can still take advantage with different types of trading styles and strategies that we teach you in True Trading Group to be able to benefit from that. We have a lot of our TeachD members that work full time. How many of you right now that are TeachD members that are on the live stream? How many of you work a full-time job? If you work a full-time job and you're on the live stream, type the number 2 in chat right now. If you're a TeachD member, you are a member and you benefit from trading, I want you to type the number 2 in chat right now. Or type I, whatever's easier for you guys, or type I in chat right now, just so you guys can see, okay? Because I want to make sure that you all understand that you don't have to be sitting in front of your computer screen all day long in order to make to supplement your income. And I know a lot of you have goals to one day trade full time and to quit your job. But there's a process to this. And I want to make sure that you guys get an education first, okay, get some consistent profitability first before you even think about quitting your full-time job. But I know that's a goal that a lot of people have, and it's a very realistic goal, but you got to make sure that you take your time to get there. And it starts with getting a professional education. But you want to supplement your income, you want to retire early, you want to pay off your student loans, you want to put your kids through college, you want to take that dream vacation. All of these things are attainable when it comes to trading stocks and options in the market. But the prerequisite to all of those goals and all of that success is and always will be a professional education. You learn, trade, and then profit. You don't trade, profit, and then learn. Okay, too many people are in too much of a rush to make money before they actually learn, and then they lose the money that they started with. So I want to make sure that those of you that are brand new, all of you that typed that number 1 in chat, welcome. It's all about a professional education. Okay, so what I want to actually do right now is, for those of you that are brand new, you guys are newbies. If you've never traded before, I want to take the next 5 minutes of the live. Okay, just 5 minutes. Then we're going to get into the lessons on the day. We have a lot of trade recaps to go over. We had some big wins today in chat. So we got to talk about that. So I want you guys right now to go ahead and ask questions. Newbies. All right. If you're brand new, we talked a lot. We talked a lot on this live stream already, answering questions that are a little bit more advanced. Now, if you're brand new, I don't want you to be shy. I don't want you to feel like, oh, this is a stupid question, so I'm not going to ask it. If you have a question, trust me, somebody else on this live has that same question. I've been doing this for 16 years. I also had a day one. And if I didn't have someone that I can ask questions to, who was my boss, who was my mentor, my boss at the hedge fund, I asked that guy a million questions every single day. I don't know how he didn't punch me in the face and tell me to get lost, because I must have annoyed the hell out of him. So I want all of you that are newbies, I want you to go ahead and ask me questions right now. The Wolf and I are here to help you for the next 5 minutes. How much money do you need to get started trading? Question from QP. Minimum account, minimum balance on most of these accounts is $500. $500, you can open up an account and get yourself started. If you can swing a couple thousand, I would go for a couple thousand if you could. But minimum is 500. Minimum's 500. What is great trading size on options for newbies? That question, that answer is for you and you alone, because every single person has their own risk tolerance. You have to figure out what's a dollar amount that you're comfortable risking per trade. Is that $100, $200, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000? Everybody has their own risk tolerance. Now, just because you're a newbie, I can't tell you to risk $500 on a trade. That might be outside of your risk tolerance. But I also can't tell you to risk $100 because maybe you're willing to risk more. My advice to you is, before you even think about trading an option as a newbie, my advice to you would be to don't even think about it until you actually learn how to trade options, because options can blow your account up. They can also triple your account in just a couple of days. The risk reward on options is phenomenal. Okay, it's very common for you to make 100% in a single day. The Wolf made 130% on an US Steel ticker symbol X call option in what, 2 days, Jay?
And yeah, I made 40%. I mean, I double dipped.
Right, but I'm saying from the original entry to the final take was like 2 days.
It was 130 something percent.
Right, I was saying, how long was the trade? 2 days or longer?
Yeah, barely.
2 days. So there you go. So you guys, so the point I'm trying to make is that you can have such large wins that could double, triple your account within a short period of time. And that's why options are great for people that have a small account. But there is with that potential reward does come extra risk. You could easily lose 30, 40, 50, 60% of your position in an option. So as a newbie, do not even think about trading an option until you go through and complete the courses that are available on our website. Guys, please, for heaven's sake, get an education first. There's not a single other profession in the world that you would just start doing without getting an education or some type of training first. Why would trading be any different? Please, before you start trading options, make sure I don't care if you get the education from us or not, okay? Just learn how to trade, okay, options before you start trading them, because otherwise you can blow up your account if you don't know what you're doing. If you do know what you're doing, you can very easily turn a $500 account into a $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 account within a few months. Okay, we have members in chat that are doing just that, because you could make 130% in 2 days. But once you learn how to actually do that, don't trade options until you learn first. Okay,
yeah.
That's my advice to you.
And let me add, if you're thinking about it in terms of how much should you wager, okay, or I mean, that's what you're doing when you're playing options. That's not the way to look at it. You should be thinking, what type of volatility should I be trading? Okay, because let me tell you, the number one thing where people get destroyed on options and they just get sickened by it is, they go to the first stock that they think they're like, oh, I need to trade SPY options. I need to trade Apple options. I need to trade Zoom or Tesla. No, you need to trade something so slow that you could learn on it. Okay. And once you've got that skill, once you've developed your guardrails and have that strategy, then you can do it. Because let me tell you, it's, I always tell people, like, I've probably lost $1 million trading options. So you don't have to. All right. So a lot went into, literally I spent a lot of money learning how to be consistent with options. So you don't have to make stupid mistakes like I did, from the beginning.
All right, perfect. All right, guys. Let's see. I think that just about does it. All right, guys. I think that just about does it there for our questions. I think that just about does it for our questions. All right. So, all right, Wolf. Thank you for the wow. There's my man. Wait, I'm sorry. There's my man, Lance. Lance Alvarez, guys. I got to shout out Lance. I shouted Lance out yesterday too. And Lance had another huge day today. Guys, Lance joined True Trading Group 2 weeks ago. He has made $42,500 in 2 weeks. Absolutely incredible, bro.
What did Lance trade?
Yeah, Lance, what have you traded in I know you had a big day today, Lance. You traded MRNA with me or X with Jason? Where'd you go, Lance? I put you on the spot, man. I'm not sure where Lance.
We're all dying. Like,
I know we're all the way. Lance, what did you trade? Oh, there you go. There's Mike. Oh, EV. Lance traded the EV stock. There you go. Yep, there you go. There he is.
There you go. Michael K. I made $32,750 on Wolf X trades in 1 month.
Absolutely beautiful.
You're welcome. Okay, guys. With that, I guess Mike can talk about my trade. I'll tell you how the trade went down.
Go for it. Go. I'll pull the chart. I'll pull the chart real quick.
Perfect. Man, this is just guys. So if you look, 2 weeks ago we were in 1050 calls. Okay, I mean, we were in $10 calls. We've been giving ourselves enough space on these and enough time to really capitalize on it. I mean, those 1050 calls that we were in would expire this week. They're currently $4.50 or I think like $4.50. But anyway, so we got into the $14 call yesterday. Actually, we got into it twice. All right. So I think we took the first one from 70 to 93 and then reloaded it at 76. Okay. So we came into it with just an absolute ton of insurance. So, the first trade was over 40%. And then we got back into the same option with 40% insurance on it. And what I mean by insurance is, built-in profit. So, the thing would have had to, so like for me, like I'm usually, let's just say for argument's sake, I start with 100 contracts. Okay. That moved from 70 cents to $1.03, which was bottom to top, is like on 100 contracts, that's $3,000. Okay. So then when this thing pulls back, then I can decide, okay, I want to be a little bit more aggressive on it. And that's really how I played it. So then we got into this and, the market just started ripping. Honestly, like, US Steel is one of those stocks that's going to move with the SPY. So, you know,
I'll pull up the SPY too, Jay, just so you guys can see the SPY with a huge gap up today. And then off the gap up, we extended to new all-time highs. That was a really strong move on the SPY on the gap up. This is a gap and go pattern on the SPY. And when you got that type of extension on the SPY, typically, that strong of a move is when you get this type of, and you see how it's directly correlated. And then when the SPY finally gave you a pullback, you'll see that coincides with the pullback that you got on US Steel. So the SPY ripping was a beautiful kind of to take US Steel higher.
But one of the things, and I'm not going to share this on here because why would I? So when this thing was $10, I realized that there was a pattern that just kind of it didn't dawn on me till I really started to look at it. And I can't really explain the pattern, but I think I feel like the algorithms are programmed a certain way, because I'm able to tell you when it's going to pop, where it's going to have trouble, and where it's like today, like I knew I called out in the chat like 35, 40 cents before it happened, where we were going to pull back, where was the top for the day. And, as well as like, okay, well, if we can get past this area, then we're going to run. So I identified this crazy pattern on US Steel. And honestly, that's just what we've been trading since $9. In March and April, the people in TTG can tell you that I figured out a different pattern, which was like Biff Tannen and Back to the Future 2, like having the almanac of what the stock was going to do. So basically, we've just been playing that pattern that I've figured out, and it doesn't hurt that the SPY made a big move and that US Steel got a nice upgrade. So it's been pretty much everything at this point, like any trade that I've made in the last 2 weeks, based off of the last month of X trades, I'm funding the entirety of the trade with profit from US Steel, and I'm just building off of that. I'm building off of it. So I'm not, it's like if you play craps, like I just keep hitting the same number and then pressing, taking profit, pressing, taking profit, pressing. So, and I found that since I since I started really focusing on rotating my portfolio and focusing a lot more on lower volatility trades, I'm actually making more money because, the losses are tiny, like very, very small. And the wins are huge in comparison. And, I don't know when the last time we lost on one of these really has been, or in the last month. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, guys. I just to reiterate here with Jason's trade here on US Steel was an absolute thing of beauty. I mean, he rips this trade apart, and the thing that I want to just make you guys aware of is like Jason and I have extremely different trading styles, and kind of what Jason's talking about recognizing a pattern and everything with US Steel. One of Jason's style, it's similar to a lot of traders that focus mostly for traders that trade a lot of large caps, where they have a bundle or a basket of stocks and they follow those stocks every single day. They get very familiar with their price action. They get very familiar with their levels to the point where if we're sitting down, I know that if Jason and I were sitting down at a bar a week from now, or well, if there wasn't COVID, but let's say Jason and I are sitting down at a bar and I go, yo, Jay, what's the next support level on US Steel? He's going to know it instantly, not have to pull up a chart because he knows the levels because he watches that stock every single day and he gets familiar with the price action on it. He does that with a handful of stocks. So that's what he's referring to when he talks to you guys about noticing a pattern. He's very familiar with the price action on those names. Okay, on the stocks that he trades. He trades US Steel probably more than any other company aside from the cannabis stocks, which is a whole nother story where I think he's maybe has had one losing trade since the summer in the cannabis stocks, if that. But when it comes to US Steel, it's a great option for newbies to trade as well, because it is something that can give you a correlation to the overall markets. So you're not trading in a vacuum, where like if you're trading something like a Roku or you're trading something like a Tesla, those stocks are going to be a lot less correlated to overall market sentiment, and they're going to do their own thing. Versus, it's harder for a newbie trader to trade a stock like that, because they don't have anything to base direction and market sentiment off of. So US Steel is a great option to trade for newbies, since we're kind of talking about that topic. And there's nobody that's going to walk you through those trades better than the Wolf. Nailing 130% gain in the last 2 days on that US Steel option was an absolute thing of beauty. All right. Congratulations, sir. Excellent trade. Well done. And congratulations.
Thanks, guys. I need to get some
on that trade.
I need to get some sleep because people tell me I look tired. It's not that I'm tired.
I'm jealous.
I have 2 kids. Okay. I got 2 kids. I trade, and I got an Oculus Quest 2, which I'm probably going to play till 2 in the morning and then do this all over again. All right. So guys, it's been really fun. I'm going to leave you with Mike. Ask him to share some of his inspirational cat posters. They are beautiful. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Peace.
Later, bro. All right, guys. So that does it for our Q&A session. I'm going to get into now the recap on my trades, which is Moderna, which was a monster short in Moderna. 62% gain on NKLA. We're going to get into that here, guys, on this live. Before I do that, for all of you that are new, for all of you that typed that number 1 in chat, and for those of you that are looking to, get an education, or they're looking to kind of get your trading careers started, we do have a 7-day trial. Okay, that I want to make sure that everyone here is aware of. You guys can go to ttgthree.com. The URL is right there at the bottom of your screen. It's just a one-time payment of $3. It's not reoccurring, guys. It's a one-time payment of $3. And you get 7-day access to our member dashboard. That's going to get you access to our stock profile tool, which is our due diligence companion. You guys can actually type in any ticker symbol that you're interested in. You get a downloadable PDF report with general information about the company, SEC filings, news, insider transactions, analyst ratings, all that's right there in a downloadable PDF report that can help you make your trading and investment decisions. You're going to get our premium watch list, where you're going to see a list of what are the stocks we're watching on the day, and why we're watching those stocks, and how we plan on profiting from them. Where are we going to buy? Where are we going to sell? That's our premium watch list. You guys will get that included with your trial. You're also going to get 3 sample courses. I wrote these courses specifically for this trial program. Okay. They're sample courses. They're not as in-depth as the TTG curriculum courses that you get as a full-time member. But with that being said, I guarantee these courses will make you a better trader. Okay, whether you've never traded stock a day in your life, or you've been doing this for 10 years, these 3 courses, multiple chapters in each course, multiple lessons in each chapter, guaranteed to make you guys better traders. Then you're going to also be able to come and trade with us in chat live for 3 days. Trade with myself and the rest of the TTG fam in chat for 3 days. We share our screen, me, the rest of the moderators in chat. We share our screen with you. You can actually toggle through which moderator screen you want to look at. We're live on the microphone telling you guys what we're buying before we actually buy it. Okay, we're walking you through our analysis every step of the way, live on the microphone. You guys are able to also get our push notifications whenever our trades execute right there in chat. And we currently have about a 79% win rate right now in the chat room. So you guys want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. So you can come and chat, you can trade with us, and you can get yourself and see what a professional education can do for your trading. Also, it's important to note, though, that the chat room is like 30% of a TTG membership. Okay, TTG is not just a chat room and an alert service. It's an entire platform that gives you tools and resources to help you guys become the best traders that you can. I'll talk about that later in the live stream, but we went a little bit over with the Q&A session than I wanted to. So I want to start to dive in. I want to go over and recap my trades, and then we'll talk about that a little bit later. So like I said, guys, if you want to join us for the 7-day trial, try True Trading Group out, give us a test drive, see if it's right for you. You can upgrade to a full membership at any time during your trial, but you're under no obligation to do so. Okay, for that, go to ttgthree.com, get those courses, and trade with me and the rest of the gang live during your trial and see if TTG is right for you. You guys are going to be amazed at what a professional education can do for your trading. Okay. So now with that said, before we get things started, I'm going to recap. MRNA monster short. I got $30 a share on the MRNA short. I'm going to talk to you guys on this live an exhaustion gap up setup. What is an exhaustion gap up? How do you trade it? How do they actually form? And then I'm going to go over and I'm going to go over all of that with you guys. Okay. Then we have the NKLA trade. NKLA put options, 62% gain. Okay, on the put options on NKLA. Today was a big day there in chat. I'm going to walk you guys through all of those setups. All right, before I do that, I want all of you right now to go ahead and smash that like button. Show me how much you guys appreciate the time, energy, and effort that we put into these live streams for you, answering your questions, going over trade ideas and trade recaps, and giving you guys free education on these lives. Go ahead and smash that like button, guys. I want to get us up to 500 likes. I want to get us up to 500 likes on this video. All right, it also helps me out with the algorithm. Nice, Graham, my man. Graham just signed up for a lifetime membership. Boom. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Guys, we gotta real quick before I get into it, guys, real quick. There's a couple of guests that are asking if anyone can vouch for True Trading Group and if our membership is worth it. My TGG fam, if you are a member of True Trading Group, comment right there in chat real quick for those that are asking, is TTG legit? Is it worth it? Guys, you tell me. If you're a member of True Trading Group, you tell me, is TTG worth it? Now, with that said, I'm going to go over it now, and I'm going to recap my trades here from the day. All right, for that, let's go to the charts. Okay, first we'll go over NKLA real quick because this is an update from yesterday. Okay, we're going to go over NKLA. This is an update from yesterday. Okay, yesterday, okay, we had the news that GM was walking away from the Nikola deal. I bought right there the $20 strike December 4th expiration put option. Okay, again, that's the $20 strike December 4th expiration put option. I bought it yesterday at $2.10. Okay, I took some profit off yesterday there at $2.30. Okay, I took more profit off the table right before the closing bell. Okay, oops. I'm trying to drag this over. No, this isn't working. There we go. Okay, right before the close yesterday, I took more profit off, and then I held on to this position overnight, and then we get this monster gap down right into the support level that I was looking at, and I took more profit off right off the open on this big gap down, stock down another 16% today. Big gap down on this 16%, guys, and I took more profit off the table at $3.40 a contract. So if you caught my live stream yesterday, I told you guys that I had put options on Nikola. I'm looking for Nikola to get down. I actually said $18 was my target. We gapped down and just blew right through 18. This stock went all the way down to $16.67, even lower than I expected it to go today. And that resulted in me taking profits for a 62% gain on those Nikola put options. Congratulations, guys. A lot of my TGD family members caught this trade with me. A lot of you bought these options with me yesterday. We got rewarded handsomely with a big time gap down on Nikola after the news of GM backing out of the deal that they had with Nikola. I'll take you guys to the daily chart. And now we are sitting at a key area of support for Nikola that if we break below 1650, this stock could get all the way down to like $13, $14. The stock could go further. But my options expire on Friday, so I'm going to have to start to deal. I'm going to have to deal with time decay now. And I didn't feel like holding on to the position, getting closer to the expiration was worth the risk. The risk reward on it doesn't make sense. I don't think the stock has that much more room to the downside, but any type of a gap up is going to really eat into my time decay or really eat into the premium on my contract. So for those of you that are brand new, this might sound foreign to you. You may not understand what I'm saying. Don't worry about it. All of this terminology is included in all of our courses. You guys will learn all of this like the back of your hand. It's basic options education. I just wanted to provide an update on that trade. 62% gain. Congratulations to those of you that capitalized on this trade with me. Okay. Beautiful. Now let's get to MRNA. This is the main lesson that I want to talk to you guys about. This is the main lesson I want to talk to you guys about on this live. The main lesson that we're going to talk about here is a pattern called an exhaustion gap up. Okay. Yesterday on my live stream, A lot of people ask me about Moderna. Mike, what do you think about Moderna? What do you think about Moderna? What do you think about Moderna? Okay. And I told everybody that I go, guys, this is an exhaustion gap move. I'm looking for this stock. Okay. And I said this last night on my live stream. Okay. Go back and watch it. Last night I said, guys, if we gap up again tomorrow, I said, I'm looking to short Moderna. That was my words yesterday. Yesterday, when the stock was at 150, I said, I'm looking to short Moderna. It traded up to 165 after hours yesterday. And when I'm on my live, we went all the way up to 165. And I told everybody, I go, guys, this stock could gap up to 175 tomorrow. And then I said, I'm going to short it. Those were my exact words last night on my live stream. For those of you that were on my live stream last night, you guys can comment and chat. Verify this is exactly what I said. I told you guys last night, I'm looking for a gap up on Moderna and I'm going to short it. And this is because of an exhaustion gap setup. We gapped up today, and where did we push to? 178.50. I said 175, and then I shorted the stock. First, let's talk about what is an exhaustion gap up. An exhaustion gap up occurs when a stock gets absolutely completely parabolic. And what you will start to notice is that Moderna had not one large gap, not two large gaps, but obviously today you don't see it on the daily chart because the gap was filled. But as I go back, let me just go back and I'll just draw them out for you on a shorter time frame so you guys can see the gaps. Okay, and I'll zoom in this way so you guys can see it better. Okay, here are your large gaps. Okay, there's gap number one, there's gap number two, and then this morning there was gap number three. So you can see this stock had these huge gap ups 3 consecutive days in a row. Okay, and what an exhaustion gap up is the top of a short squeeze. Okay, exhaustion gap ups are the end of a short squeeze. Okay, because what is actually occurring during this move is Moderna got their approval. They're getting the approval for their vaccine. They came out 95% efficacy on their vaccine, and everyone that has been short Moderna during this vaccine trial because they didn't think the company was going to be able to succeed, all of those shorts just got squeezed out of their positions. They were all forced to cover as they were successful with their vaccine. That caused this multi-day short squeeze. I need to explain to you what takes place during a short squeeze so you understand the fundamentals of an exhaustion gap up and why this happens. Exhaustion gap ups are some of my favorite short setups because they drop quickly. Okay, you guys can see how fast this stock just collapsed today. Look at this move. From 178 all the way down to 135. That is a huge drop. Okay, a huge drop. And what is actually taking place during this exhaustion parabolic move is you have short sellers who are traditionally net sellers of a stock. When they're shorting the stock, they're selling it. Okay, then you have your net buyers. Those are people that are getting long. During a short squeeze, your short sellers turn into net buyers. Okay, I'm actually going to go full screen for this explanation. They turn into net buyers. Okay, they turn into net buyers because they're trying to cover their position. In order to cover a short position, you have to buy the shares back that you sold. Okay, so now your net sellers turn into net buyers. Now you add them into the already long traders that are net buyers. And that is how you get now a one-sided market. What I mean by a one-sided market is that you have, instead of net sellers and net buyers, you've basically got double the amount of net buyers because you have your long traders and you have all your shorts trying to cover. That extra buying pressure that is not typically in the market is what creates this type of massive move higher as quickly and as violently as you see here. You see here this entire time. Moderna doesn't trade like that. Moderna does not trade like that. So why would the stock open up like that? Because you have this entire side of the market, which are typically net sellers, flip to net buyers trying to cover their position. That's what gives you the short squeeze. Now, the exhaustion gap, okay, occurs when all of your short sellers finally give up. So now what's happening during a short squeeze? During a short squeeze, every time the stock pulls back, your long traders come into dip buy because they're still getting long the stock. and your short sellers come in to cover because they're trying to get out of their position. When that happens, that's why your pullbacks during a short squeeze are very shallow, because everyone comes in to try to buy and the stock keeps going. That's what happens during the short squeeze. The exhaustion gap is what occurs at the end, because at the end, your short sellers say, you know what, the hell with this. I don't care what price I get out. I want out, and I want out now. They stop trying to get out on pullbacks, because every time the stock pulls back, they're not getting out because the stock moves higher too quickly. Okay, so they finally say, the hell with this, I'm just getting out, and the shorts give up. And when the shorts give up like that, you get this type of move. Okay, you get this type of move. That is exactly what happened to Moderna yesterday and then coming into today with the gap up. That creates this big gap up in share price. All your shorts say, the hell I want out. Now, whether it's the shorts covering on their own accord, or it's the broker covering for them because they got a margin call because they're down so much on their position and they get a forced cover. Regardless of whoever's making the decision, that's what's taking place. The shorts are giving up on the position. Now, when the shorts give up on the position, that gives you this huge gap up. Typically, the best exhaustion gap ups will occur without a fundamental catalyst. Now, if you have a stock, okay, that's moving higher, and then they come out with earnings, and then the stock gives you this big gap up, do not confuse that as an exhaustion gap. Do not confuse that as an exhaustion gap. That is where you might get caught short and get squeezed, okay, because there's a fundamental catalyst for that gap up that may not be shorts just covering. That could be just longs buying the stock because there's a fundamental catalyst for it. Now, you come into here today, the news of Moderna has already passed. We already know they've got 95% efficacy on their vaccine. We already knew they were applying for approval in Europe, which was news that came out today. That's not new. Everyone knew that was happening. Everybody knew they're applying for FDA approval. Everyone knew this days ago. Days ago. This isn't new. So why this massive gap up today? Nothing changed fundamentally for Moderna. This massive gap up today. And I'm saying, this is my exhaustion gap up. This is the short saying, I'm done. I'm done. So now, once the shorts all cover their position, you get this huge gap up. Now, what happens now? All of your long traders, they all say, holy crap, look at this move. The stock's up 70% in 3 days. So the long traders say, man, what a move. I'm going to take profit. This is great. I'm going to take profit. So now what starts to happen as the stock pulls in, as those long traders take profit? Now, as the stock pulls in, as long traders take profit, you have switched the other side of the trade. Instead of it being a one-sided trade because your long traders and your short sellers become net buyers, now your short sellers are gone. They are out of their positions. They are not short anymore. So as the stock pulls in, you now don't have that buying pressure of short sellers trying to cover their position. Now you also don't have the long traders that are buying the dip because now they're taking profit. So what you have done, you went from long traders being net buyers and short sellers being net buyers, which creates the short squeeze. Now the short sellers have given up. They're now out of the market completely. And now your net buyers have now turned into net sellers as they take profit. And when that occurs, you now have a one-sided market on the other side. And that's why the stock drops so violently, because there simply aren't any buyers to take the other side of the trade. The trade literally flip-flops. And that's how you get this exhaustion gap collapses, and there's no one there to buy the stock. Everyone's trying to sell, and the stock craters. That is exactly what happened with Moderna today. Okay, that is exactly what happened. It was my number one focus coming into the day. I said it on the live stream yesterday that this was one of my number one plays today. I said it in chat pre-market. This was my number one focus, and I absolutely murdered this trade today. Murdered this trade today. Let's go to the charts. I want to talk you guys through it. Now, the exhaustion gap up. Okay, the exhaustion gap up. That was the setup on the daily chart to tell me I want to get short. That's what told me I want to be short this stock. I don't want to be long. It was technical analysis on the daily chart. But using technical analysis on the daily chart gives me direction. it tells me, Mike, do you want to be long a stock? Do you want to be short a stock? Once I made the decision, I want to be short. Now it's time for me to use intraday technical analysis to identify my entry point. And what we have here is a very, very basic technical analysis setup. Very basic. We have the gap up. Okay. This is the exhaustion gap up I was telling you about. And you have early morning support around 167.50. You guys will see your initial morning lows around 167.50. I was stalking this trade, okay, like a ninja. Ask all my members in chat. I was stalking this trade like a ninja, okay? Like a silent assassin in the weeds, like a lioness in the grass, okay? Ready to pounce on a helpless gazelle, because I waited for this setup. And then as soon as we got this crack, this is where the basic intraday technical analysis comes from. You see how we broke below the initial morning low. I want you to notice on the break below the initial morning support, we had this increase in volume. See how we get this strong increase in volume when we broke below that low? We break below, then we bounce back, and what do? We retest that initial morning low. Notice that the volume on the bounce back to test the initial morning low, look at how weak the volume is compared to the volume that came in when that support level broke. I'm going to make the volume bigger just so you can see it easier. Look at the difference in the trading volume, guys. Look at the difference in the volume that came in when that low broke. Then look at the volume when we bounce back to retest that low. It is night and day. That is a textbook entry opportunity at that prior low. So basic technical analysis tells you that an initial morning low, a support level that gets broken to the downside with an increase in volume, that tells you, okay, that level now can start to act as an area of resistance. So once we broke below that support level, support becomes resistance. I went ahead right there, folks, and that is where I got short Moderna at 165.10. 165.10 was my entry price on Moderna. Okay, 1,500 shares, and we rode this thing down for $30 a share profit. I start taking profits along the way. We drop right off the and make a new low. I take more profit. We fall again. I take more profit. Let me get you guys my actual trade executions so you guys can just follow. Okay, here we go. All right, so short at 165.10, took some profit at 160.72. That was the new low of the day. Took more profit at 155.21 right there. That was another new low of the day. Took more profit then at 136.17. Right, where are we at? Right there. 136.17, guys. At 1:08 p.m. was the fill. 136.17 from the entry all the way up there at 165.10. And then I sold I covered my last piece, okay, right in here before the close. Okay, right in here before the close. So there's the entry. There are my take profits on the cover. This was an absolute home run of a trade. And it all goes back to the analysis on the exhaustion gap up. Does anybody have any questions, okay, specifically about this trade and about exhaustion gap ups overall? Okay, does anybody have any questions about this particular trade? Now is the time to ask. What was my stop? My stop was that prior low, okay, 168. Above 168 was my stop loss. I'll take you guys back to the chart. I'll draw this back over for Jorge that just asked the question. So here you will see, guys, right? Here you'll see that this was the support level, right? We broke below it. We pushed back to retest it. Okay, I entered the position short right there at 165.10. I would have covered this position if that low was then broken to the upside. If we took back that low like this, I would have covered this position right there. I got 10 to 1 on my risk reward. Let me draw this out for you guys. Let's actually do this. So considering my entry was right there and my stop loss was right there. This was my risk. Okay, I'm going to draw my risk in purple. That was my risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, oops, I didn't mean to just do that. And this, I'll do in blue, was the reward. That is 10-to-1 risk reward. That is 10-to-1 risk reward. I risked $3 to make 30. $3 to make 30. Okay. There you guys have it. All right. So that was the stop loss. All right. Does anybody have any questions about this setup? Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, guys. R. Hirsch, does exhaustion gap ups need to be all-time highs or close to it? R. Hirsch, great question. Does not need to be all-time highs. No. Does not need to be all-time highs. It's great when they are. Okay. It's great when they are, because that's typically when you get the shorts give up. Because when you have a stock you have to understand the fundamental inner workings of the exhaustion gap up. It's all about the short cover give up. It's all about shorts giving up. That's what gives you that big gap up. If a stock is not at all-time highs, you have a less of a chance of the shorts giving up because you have some other resistance level above them. So let's say a stock all-time high is 100 and it gaps up to like 88. You may not have shorts give up at 88 if the all-time high is 100. They might say, oh, well, I'm going to give this to the all-time high. So not to say the exhaustion gaps don't happen if it's not an all-time high. They absolutely can. Does not need to be all-time highs, but some of the most powerful exhaustion gap ups will occur at all-time highs. Excellent question, though, R. Hirsch. Excellent question. All right. Yeah, man. Exhaustion gap ups are one of my favorite setups, guys. They're one of my favorite setups to short. They're one of my favorite short setups. All right. So those are the exhaustion gap ups. Now, guys, listen. Now, as I'm going over this with you, it's important that you understand how to trade the exhaustion gap up, because you have to understand that you are still shorting a very strong stock. So there is risk here, because if that's not the top, if it's not the exhaustion gap up, you better cover that position. Do not hold on to that position, because understand that an exhaustion gap up, what I'm basically saying is the short squeeze is over. Now that's one hell of a bet to make, because if you're wrong and the short squeeze is not over, you can get run over and the stock can keep going higher and you become part of the short squeeze. Right? You become part of the short squeeze. So you got to make sure that you understand the setup. You got to make sure you control your risk. You got to make sure that when you attack the exhaustion gap up, you have a very clear game plan and you stick to your risk. You stick to your stop loss. And if it doesn't work out, you cover that position. You live to fight another day. Do not blindly hold as that stock goes higher, because you never know how far a short squeeze can go. All right? You never know how far a short squeeze can go. Okay? So did you guys like that? Was that a good lesson? Did you guys learn something about exhaustion gap ups? Maybe something you didn't know before. Let me know if you guys feel like this helped and this was educational. My goal with all these live streams is to make sure that you are a better trader when we're done with the lives as you were before. That's my goal. Every one of my lives, if you do not feel like you learned something new or you're a better trader now than you were 2 hours ago, then I feel like I failed. Okay. That's my goal with all of these lives. So hopefully you guys learned something. I want to make sure if you did learn something, if you enjoyed this live, if you are enjoying this live, go ahead and smash that like button, guys. Let's see. I want to get to at least over 500 likes. It really helps me out with the YouTube channel, but it also lets me know how much you guys appreciate this. If you guys want me to keep doing these lives, if you want me to keep giving you all of this education for free on the YouTube channel, smash that like button for me right now and let me know you appreciate the time I put into this. It's 10:30 at night. I could be in bed watching Netflix. Okay, I was just told to watch The Undoing. I heard that The Undoing is good. Not on Netflix. I think that's HBO or something. Or I got to go check. But someone just told me to watch The Undoing, so I plan on starting that series. I could be 2 episodes deep by now, but I'm not. I'm on here with you, explain to you guys exhaustion gap ups, so that I don't want to just come on here and be like, ooh, look at how much I made today. That's not my goal. My goal is to come on here and be like, yes, look at the trade that I made today, but more importantly, understand why I made this trade. So you understand it, so you can start to identify these setups and you can be able to stand on your own 2 feet and you can start to fish for yourself. That's my goal. I want to make you a self-sustainable trader so that you can achieve and accomplish your goals. Now, if you are not a member of True Trading Group, okay? If you are not a member of True Trading Group, ha, nice, Judy. I paused The Undoing to watch you. Judy, nice. Nice. Okay, perfect. All right, so I guess it is good. Yeah, I gotta watch this. I'm gonna watch the first episode once we're done with this live. That's awesome. So for those of you that are new to the chat, we had a lot of new faces on the live tonight. Okay, if you're not a member of True Trading Group, go ahead and type the letters TTG in chat right now, guys. Go ahead and type the letters TTG in chat right now if you are not a member of True Trading Group. I want to see how many we have in here that are not members of TTG. Right. Generation Recon, Zaiga, Edward, AC Royal, Doug Lockhart, Diane, Mad Games, Marvin, Mother Nature, Rob Robson, Zeb, Kelvin Watson, 3 Pony, Will Buchanan, Robert Rodriguez, Dennis Neal, and Mr. Shep, Ron, Carl Lenz, Hayden Neff, George, Yakov, Bob, Jim Robson, Maria, I love you too. Thank you. Amando, RV, Alejandro, Ken G, Sandy, Gloria, Robert Kim, Samuel Baldwin, Santiago, PV Toe, J.E. Blanco, second day. What's up? Welcome to the channel. Jeff Nato, hello back to you. Sanja, Iris, Leo's Rex, Golson, how's your car? I don't know. How's yours? Daily Swing Trader, Nick Guzman, Alpha King. PJJ, don't do that to me, brother. I know you're a TGG fam. You guys can't do this to me. I know my TGG members. So when you guys all bust my balls and you're like, ooh, TTG, I'm like, I see you. I see you, PJ. I see you, man. Olivia, beautiful. Ashanti, Paul Stam, what's up? All right, guys, awesome. A lot of new faces, a lot of new members here. Welcome, guys. If you guys are brand new to True Trading Group, welcome. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on your notifications. Make sure you guys never miss out on any one of these lives. If you guys think that you learned something on this live stream, you ain't seen nothing yet, because we do have that 7-day trial. I want all of you that are not members of TTG, I want you guys to sign up for that 7-day trial. It is just a one-time payment of $3. Okay, guys, what do you have to lose? It's $3. That is less than a cup of coffee. Okay, literally, that's less than a cup of coffee. You've spent $3 on way dumber stuff. This is $3 that could potentially change your life. And I'm not kidding. My TGG members that are on this live stream right now, has True Trading Group changed your life? Yes or no? Comment in chat right now. My TGG family members, has it changed your life? Yes or no? This will be the best $3 you've ever spent in your entire life. I guarantee it. You can upgrade to a full-time membership at any time, but you're under no obligation to do so. That 7-day trial is going to give you access to our member dashboard for 7 days. You're going to see our resources. You're going to see the tools that are available to you as a full-time member. Okay, you're going to get access to that stock profile tool, which I told you, you can enter any ticker symbol you're interested in. You'll get a downloadable PDF report that's going to give you general info on the company, SEC filings, news, analyst ratings. It's going to give you guys insider transactions and help you make your investment and trading decisions. You're also going to get access to our daily premium watch list. These are the list of stocks that we are going to be focusing on every single day. Okay, you're going to know, okay, what are the stocks that Mike and True Trading Group moderators are looking at to trade today? What's their game plan? How are they planning on profiting? Where are they buying? Where are they selling? You're going to get that pre-market every single day before the market opens. So you're a step ahead of everybody else. All right. You're also going to get access to our chat room for 3 days. You're going to come and chat. You're going to trade with us live. Okay. I want you to come trade with us live. You're going to see my screen. You see exactly what I'm looking at. You hear me on the microphone. I'm live on the mic telling you exactly what I'm going to be buying before I buy it. Okay, I don't just surprise, I'm long some stock that nobody ever knew that I was even looking at. I tell you on the microphone, I come on the mic, I go, guys, I really like this setup. I'm a buyer right here in front of $10. I'm looking for like 10, 20, 10, 25. I'm a buyer here in front of $10. I tell you guys where I'm buying and what I'm buying before I actually do it. Very easy to follow along with our trades. None of us are scalpers. We're not in and out of trades within seconds. Our trades last several minutes, several hours, sometimes several days long. Okay. So you guys get access to the chat, and then you also will get access to 3 sample courses. These 3 courses I wrote specifically for this trial program. I'm telling you guys right now, they are guaranteed to make you a better trader. These courses are worth several hundred of dollars on their own, and you get them all included for just $3. If you guys are on this live at 10:30 at night, it's because you're motivated to become a consistently profitable trader. You're motivated to reach your goals, to supplement your income, to quit your job early, to retire, to tell your boss to go screw, to pay off your student loans, to take your family on that dream vacation. You want it and you want it bad. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on here at 10:30 at night Eastern time. You'd be watching Netflix or you'd be watching The Undoing like everybody else. Well, guess what? Netflix and The Undoing, that's going to make other people rich. It's not going to make you rich. It's not going to improve your life. It's not going to make you money. But learning how to become a consistently profitable trader, that can. And these $3 can be the best $3 you've ever spent in your entire life. I guarantee it. So guys, take advantage of this 7-day trial. Go to ttgthree.com, and it's a one-time payment of $3. It's not reoccurring. All right, like I said, you can upgrade to a full membership at any time. Now, let me explain to you guys what you actually get access to as a full-time member, because for the month of December, we're running our little holiday special now. We just finished up our Black Friday, Thanksgiving Day special. We've got a new special that we're running for the month of December where you guys can get a 43% discount on a 1-year all-inclusive membership. But let me explain to you what you actually get access to as a full-time member. Now, as a full-time member, it's a 1-year all-inclusive membership. You are going to get access to our chat room every day, not 3 days, every day, Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. Eastern until 6:30 p.m. Eastern to trade with us live. You're also going to be able to use our mobile app. I told you, most of our members in TTG work full-time jobs. The mobile app is crucial for their success. Okay, it's downloadable on iPhone and Android where you can stay connected to the chat room on your mobile device while you're not in front of your computer. You'll be able to see the screen share. You'll be able to listen to the audio analysis when the moderators are talking, and you'll be able to get real-time push notifications sent through the app whenever a moderator enters or exits a trade. This will allow you to be able to follow along with what it is that we're trading and be able to go through the courses and learn and use all the materials and the resources and the tools on your mobile device. Okay, crucial for the success of our members that work full time. You're also going to be able to use our live Benzinga news feed. We have a live, everyone always asks me, Mike, where do you get your news? In chat, baby. I don't need to go to a website for our news because in our chat room, we have a live breaking up to the second news service direct from Benzinga news feed. Okay, the Benzinga Pro news feed's right there in our chat room. We also have a squawk box feature. You can turn on your speakers and listen to the news headlines. Someone will read the news headlines out to you out loud instead of you. If you're like focused, you're in a trade and you don't want to read a news headline, someone will call them out to you over the speaker. Okay, someone will call them out to you over the speaker. All right, you'll also go and in our chat room, 78% win rate right now. I think we're pushing like 79. Actually, I have to check the new stat from this week. Okay. That means that whenever me or one of our other moderators in chat calls out a trade, 78 or 79% of the time, it is a profitable one. Okay. So that is what you'll be able to access that every single day. But I told you before that the chat room is like 30% of your 2 Trading Group membership. It's so much more. Okay. You're going to get access to the entire TTG curriculum. Yes, the entire curriculum. Every single course we have. This is what you pay one price, you get access to everything. There are no different levels. Okay. There's not like VIP courses that are more money. There's a 15-course curriculum that I wrote. This is a simplified version of the 3-month educational training program that I went through when I worked at a hedge fund on Wall Street. I was not able to trade $1 of their money until I went through this educational program. This education is what enabled me to receive a Trader of the Year award in 2008. It's what has allowed me to become the trader that I am today. I didn't figure this stuff out on my own, guys. I was taught by professional traders. And this is the same education that I pass on to my TTG members. That is why our members are having the success that they are, because they're receiving a professional education. There's no gimmicks. There's no secrets. There's no special little strategy. This is just hardcore professional education, the same stuff you would learn if you got hired at a hedge fund tomorrow. Okay. And you guys can use coupon code TTG1220 to get a 43% discount on that 1-year membership right now. But in addition to the courses, you're going to get all our resources and tools that include a trade simulator. A trade simulator lets you trade stocks and options with fake money to practice with real-time level 1 and real-time level 2, real-time options data. So you can take what you learn in the courses and practice it on the simulator before you start trading with real money. You can also use our stock screener, which allows you to filter through thousands of stocks during the day to see what are the best stocks for you to be trading, what are the hottest stocks in the day, which stocks give you the best chance to profit. I already told you about the stock profile tool that gives you those downloadable PDF reports. That's included. You're also going to get, listen to this, over 90 hours of additional educational video content. Now, the 15-course curriculum, that comes in text and video format. This is in addition to the courses. An additional 90 hours of educational video content from workshops and webinars that we conduct as moderators. Every month, we do workshops and webinars with our members covering various trading topics. They're all recorded in a video library for our members to go back and rewatch at later dates. Now, you get access to that. As a full-time member, you can also start attending those workshops live. Okay, you can ask questions, interact with the moderator, interact with members. You'll be able to attend that stuff live. And anyone that signs up tonight by midnight, which means you have 1.5 hours left to do this, that signs up with this coupon code by midnight, you are also going to get included with your membership a free one-on-one mentor session with one of our pro moderators. That is a 1-hour mentor session to review your trading, answer your questions, cover your topics, figure out what mistakes you are making and how to fix them to help improve your P&L. You're also going to be able to use our TradingView Pro charting software, and all future courses and resources are included. We are the Netflix of trading communities. When Netflix comes out with a new movie, they don't ask you for $20 to watch it. It's included with your membership. Same thing here. If I come out with a new course next month, it's automatically included in your membership. You automatically get access to it. It's not, hey, new course, that's $200. No, automatically included in your membership, guys, with the Netflix of trading communities. In True Trading Group, we take the top premium resources and tools and products and bundle them together in your TTD membership. That brings Zynga Pro Newsfeed, the Squawk Box feature, the real-time level 1 and level 2. We have the Trade Ideas scanner, where you guys can also use the Trade Ideas scanner on our website, which shows you, what stocks are gapping up, which stocks are breaking through highs, which stocks have unusual volume. We've got the TradingView Pro charting software. Okay, minimum 10 easy to follow real-time trade alerts, actionable trade alerts each and every single day from a community of pro traders that has a 78% win rate. The 15 professional courses that are written by an award-winning hedge fund trader, that's myself, over 90 hours of the workshops and webinars. And guys, also don't forget, in our chat room, you have the ability to DM me. Instead of you guys coming on the live stream every night and asking me what I think about random stocks, like, hey, Mike, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Wouldn't you like to, at like 10:30 in the morning when the market's open, wouldn't you love to be able to send me a DM and be like, hey, Mike, what do you think about ABCD? You think this stock's going to go up today? And I can be like, wow, that's actually a really good setup. I actually really like it. Yeah, I think it's going up. And you can buy it right then and there and then make a 15-20% rip within the next hour or two. Wouldn't you love to be able to do that? Guess what? You can, as a full-time member in our chat room, you can send me and the other moderators direct messages, private messages, asking us questions. Whatever you guys need help with, I'm there for you. You have access to me. Okay? Use it. All right. A 1-year membership to True Trading Group normally costs $2,048 for the year. But tonight, with coupon code TTG1220, you will get a 43% discount. That brings the price of a membership all the way down to just $1,162. Okay. But that's just until midnight. Every 24-hour period in the month of December, the price of the membership is going up by a couple of bucks. Okay, so it's $11.62 today. It will not be $11.62 tomorrow. The price is going to go up tomorrow and every 24-hour period thereafter. So if you guys want to take advantage of this coupon code, TTG1220, lock in that $11.62 price point before the price goes up. And anyone that signs up with that coupon code here tonight, I'm also going to throw in a free Amazon Kindle Fire HD, totally on us, my gift to you. No shipping. We're going to cover it, because I want to make sure you have all the resources and tools necessary to become the best trader that you can. I don't want you to have to worry about like trying to enter trades on your small phone screen. I want to give you a nice tablet. It's the perfect tool for you to trade on the go, stay connected on the go, and get the most out of your membership and get your most out of your trading experience and make you the most consistently profitable that you can. So again, anyone that signs up by midnight tonight with that coupon code is going to get a free Amazon Kindle Fire HD. If you already have one, great. Give it to somebody for Christmas. Okay, that's one less holiday gift that you guys have to spend. Okay, so like I said, take advantage of this coupon code, guys. This is our holiday sale. Used to be $2,048. It is now $1,162 for you for tonight only. The price is going up tomorrow. Let me give you an idea of the value you're getting at $1,162, because all those features I told you about, the Benzinga Pro newsfeed with the Squawk Box, Benzinga charges $1,188 a year for that service. Real-time level 1 and level 2, that's $909 for the year. A trade simulator is $750 for the year. And the TradingView Pro charting software, that's $720 for the year. That is $3,648 in premium services and products that are included for free with your membership that you can get right now for just $1,162. Do you understand the value of what you are getting for $1,162? That does not even include the courses, which are the same information you would learn working at a hedge fund. Okay, a one-on-one with a pro trader, over 90 hours of additional educational video content. Guys, you're getting 5 figures of value for just $1,162. Okay, and again, the price of the membership is going up every 24-hour period in the month of December. So take advantage of this code, because also when you take advantage of $1,162 today, you're locking yourself in for next year. Because when it comes time for your membership to renew, you will only pay the price you pay today. Let's say next year, when it comes time to renew your membership, it's $2,200. You're not going to pay $2,200 to renew your membership. You're only going to pay $1,162. So you're getting a 43% discount today, but you're getting like a 50% discount next year when it comes time for your membership to renew. Okay, so take advantage of this coupon code now. And that's a big deal, guys, because you're saving yourself a ton of money next year. You might be saying, Mike, how do you know I'm going to want to renew? I'll tell you how I know you're going to want to renew. Because we have surveyed our members. We keep track. We see how our members are doing. We track their progress. We're very in touch with our members' progress and development and their journey to become consistently profitable traders. We do one-on-ones. We're very personable. We're very, one-on-one mentorship and one-on-one guidance into your training group. And we have surveyed our members. 80% of our members are making 7 to 10 times their membership fee back within the first 6 months of their membership. Okay. 30% of those 80 are doing it in 30 days. So what that means is if you were to take $1,162 right now, invest it in yourself, get the education, go through the TTG program and start to become a trader with us. Okay. That means that you have an 80% chance to make $11,000 within the next 6 months. That's what that means. That's how I know you're going to want to renew, because I see the success that our members are having. If you made $11,000, why would you not want to renew your membership for $1,100? You've 10 times your investment. Okay, 80% of our members are doing that within the first 6 months of their membership. 30% of them are doing it in 30 days. And it's not anything special, guys, except for a professional education. It's not a secret. It's professional education. That's what makes all of the difference. And because I'm so confident in that education, I'm going to do you guys actually one better. If you guys are still not convinced, if you're still not convinced that TTD is right for you, I'm going to make you guys a deal right now. Sign up with this coupon code TTG1220 right now on this live stream tonight before midnight, which means you have 1 hour and 22 minutes left to do it. If you go through all the courses, get an 85 or higher on the quizzes that are at the end of the courses, and do your one-on-one with one of our moderators, really put in some effort. And if you do not make back that $1,162 at least once throughout the course of your membership, I'm going to give you all your money back. I'm going to give you a full refund. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, because that's how much I believe, and that's how much that I know that this program and this education can work for you. Because it is what you would learn if you worked. The reason why so many traders fail, it's not because trading is a scam or some impossible task. It's because they don't know what they're doing. It's like you getting into a boxing ring, okay, with Floyd Mayweather and thinking that you're going to beat him. what makes you think you can get into someone else's ring, a professional's ring, and think you're going to beat them? What makes you think that you're going to go into someone else's, okay, what makes you think you're going to go into someone else's ring, someone else's professional arena, which is the stock market, and think that you're going to be successful? Guys, you got to realize when you place a trade, there's somebody on the other side of that trade. So the audacity that people have to think that, oh, I'm just going to put 10 grand into a Robinhood account. I'm going to go buy and sell some stocks. I'm going to make some money. What makes you think that you're going to do that? Professionals are going to take your money because you don't know what you're doing. They do. You would never think you would get into a boxing ring and beat a professional boxer. So what makes you think you're going to jump into the stock market and you're going to beat a professional trader? Shame on you for thinking that. That's why so many traders fail, because they don't know what they're doing. But if you're all smart people. Okay, you're not dumb. You're smart, intelligent people. If you just have someone to teach you how to do it the right way, not a gimmick, okay, teach you what the professionals, how they do it, you can pick it up. That's why 80% of our members are making 10 times their fee in 6 months. That's way higher than any success rate that you've probably ever heard of. But its reason for it is because they're getting the education. So guys, take the time, do the courses, get an 85 or higher on all the exams, do your one-on-one. If you don't make that membership fee back at least once throughout the course of the year, I'm giving you all your money back. I've just covered the cost of your membership. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? I just guaranteed your membership cost. What do you have to lose, guys? You don't. What you have to lose is potentially never achieving your goals, potentially never becoming a consistent profit trader, never retiring early, never building wealth, never leaving something for your kids, not taking that dream vacation, not helping your parents retire, not paying off your student loans. That's what you're giving up, a chance to never accomplish those things. That's what you're giving up. You're not giving up 1162. I guarantee that for you. Because if you don't make it back, I'm going to give you your money back. What do you guys have to lose? Take advantage of this coupon code TTG1220. Okay, take advantage of it now while this offer still lasts. Like I said, the price is going up tomorrow. Okay, the price is going up every 24-hour period in the month of December. And we are almost at the Tesla giveaway. Okay, every time we get 300 new members, we raffle off a Tesla, okay, to a lucky TTG member. All you have to do is be a member to be included in the raffle. Just be a member. That's it. Okay, that's it. So all you got to do is be a member, guys. Use this coupon code. If you win the Tesla and you don't want the Tesla, the cancellation prize is $30,000. So if you win, you can choose $30,000 or a new Tesla. Choice is yours. Just a fun little thing that we do with our TTG members. And we're probably like, I don't know, I think we're like 80% of the way there, 70% of the way there. So pretty soon I'm going to be raffling off a Tesla. Make sure that you are included in that raffle. All you got to do is be a member. Use coupon code TTG1220. If you guys are still unsure True Trading is right for you, don't forget, we do have this 7-day trial. I'll put that back up on the screen. Again, for those of you that want to do the trial, it's just $3. You can upgrade to a full membership at any time. Go to ttgthree.com. The URL is right there at the bottom of the screen to sign up for the trial. All right. But if you want the free Amazon Kindle Fire, if you want the one-on-one mentor session, and you want the money back guarantee, guys, and you want the 43% discount, sign up with coupon code TTG1220 right here, right now, tonight before midnight, and you guys get all of those things that I just said. All right. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys learned something on this live. This was a good one. I hope you guys learned about exhaustion gap ups. Was a good one. Hope you guys are now feel more comfortable identifying exhaustion gap ups going forward. If you do, if you catch an exhaustion gap up in the future, make sure to hit me up and let me know that this live stream helped you do it. Thank you guys for joining me on this live. You guys have been awesome. I love all of you. If you have not done so already, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you guys all.